Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dal, and recently we got an early look at some of the new content coming with the final major update of Dragonflight over on the public testing realms. Season 4 is the Awakened season that gives players something to sink their teeth into while waiting for the next expansion, The War Within. For some, this is the perfect time to take a break from the game until The War Within goes through its alpha and beta testing and to finally get the release date of the next chapter of World of Warcraft. But for many, they're wondering if Season 4 will actually be worth their time. It is an update that isn't necessarily adding new content, but rather new ways to experience familiar grounds, but with a ton of quality of life improvements, from an updated dungeon gearing system to welcome new and returning players. A gear vendor system which helps you unlock best in slot items, but also a cosmetic vendor, new mount rewards, a second chance to unlock some of the end of raid dragon appearances, and so much more. So in today's video, I wanted to do a bit of a Season 4 overview to go over why this season might actually be worth your time investment. But right before that, most of you guys watching these kind of videos are still not subscribed. However, the more of you remind, the more of you do, so let's keep it going. Subscribe to the channel and ring the bell if you're watching these videos anyway. Especially if you want to get more regular content regarding Dragonflight 10.2.5 or any future updates for patches like 10.2.6 or the War Within Alpha. Dungeon participation in Season 3 of Dragonflight is through the roof right now. We got record engagement as well as dungeon runs, with so many players running M+ to gear their mains and alts, as well as grinding out achievements, mounts, and rewards before the season is over. And Season 3 of Dragonflight has been one of the easiest seasons so far, in terms of difficulty as well as the punishment of affixes. Besides better player engagement, we also have fantastic gear upgrade system which saw itself evolve from Season 1 up until now, but it's only looking to get better and easier to gear your character through dungeons in Season 4 as well as beyond into the War Within. With Season 4 we see a shift in dungeon difficulty but also in the rewards, with the curve going to be a little bit higher in both categories, which is going to improve the experience for newer players but also experienced players when it comes to 5-man content. There's going to be new reasons to queue for heroics with Season 4, which Season 4 heroics are going to be slightly harder, with trash and bosses being equivalent to the current season's Mythic 0 dungeons, which aren't the most difficult when it comes to their completion rates. But a slightly increase to heroic dungeon difficulty means you're going to be able to get much better rewards, while keeping heroics to the same formula of being able to queue for them randomly with other players, which will allow heroics in Season 4 to be great for fresh max level characters and a fantastic starting point for anyone who wants to dive into 5-man content. Mythic 0 dungeons will also go up in difficulty to be equivalent to the current season's +10s, which also aren't really all that difficult and provide much better gear upgrades. However, with them being the new Mythic 0 dungeons, you will not have to deal with affixes or Mythic Plus timers. Plus, each and every boss of the dungeon has a chance to drop loot instead of the Mythic Plus and a dungeon chest system, which allows you for even more gear that you can get on a weekly rotation. Overall, this could make Mythic 0 great for players looking for more challenging 5-man content without the stress of Mythic Plus included, becoming stepping stone content for players who want to help building up the confidence for higher level endgame 5-man dungeons, without the timer or the affixes overwhelming the player experience. As for Mythic Plus dungeons, we're seeing a number squish. A lot of the lower difficulty keys, such as +2 through +9 difficulties, are ran less and less often as the season goes on. So all of the lower difficulties are now being replaced with the new Heroic and Mythic 0 dungeons. With the Mythic 10 of Season 3 becoming the new Mythic 0 of Season 4, keys just build up from there. It's a number squish, though not a difficulty squish, not directly, as +10s are still meant to be just as challenging as the original +20s, but the number is just a bit smaller than before. Although, even the Mythic Plus dungeons are going to be easier within Season 4. As the difficulty of each key increases, you also encounter additional affixes, and in Season 3, players were able to encounter all 3 dungeon affixes by the +14 difficulty, which changes in Season 4, with the +2 offering you fortified and tyrannical affixes, and then your first additional affix is enabled at a +5, and your third affix is enabled only at a +10. So you don't even get to see the full difficult versions of each of the dungeons unless you're doing it at the highest difficulty as far as the gear rewards are concerned. On top of that, Season 4 dungeons are seeing massive balance retooling. For the final season of Dragonflight, we get to dive back into all of the expansion's original dungeons, including Azure Vault, No Cud, Brackenhide, Algathar, and Ruby Life Pulse. For some, this isn't as exciting as getting a whole new set of dungeons, and that is perfectly an understandable position. You've already been through all of these expansions dungeons already, and no one will blame you if you're not as excited about them for Season 4. But the changes to the dungeons are quite substantial, and we've been able to test some of these instances over our time on the PTR, and so far all of the changes feel like a breath of fresh air. A lot of the annoying trash mobs from each dungeon have been reworked so they are no longer as oppressive as they used to be, meaning that certain enemies lost certain punishing spellcasts, knockback effects, and other annoying abilities. The same thing can be said about some of the bosses, which are a lot less frustrating to fight against, even in dungeons such as Hall of Infusions. Overall, all of these changes will likely lead to even more dungeon and key completion, and therefore even more rewards and easier gearing for Season 4. As for the raiding content in Season 4, we'll be able to dive back through all of the 3 raids of Dragonflight, which will be on a weekly rotation, with each raid getting the Awakened affix. When a raid is awakened, that means that the difficulty of all the boss fights is increased to match Season 4 standards, but so does the same for the loot as well as the items that all of these bosses can drop. For some classes, this means you'll be able to go back and get your hands on some of the best weapons and trinkets from every raid tier to complete your perfect armor class loadout. However, doing all the same raids all over again might not be appealing for everyone though. What is appealing, however, is that there's going to be a new gear vendor to help with some bad luck protection for Season 4. You'll be able to earn a new currency called bullions and exchange it at the Bronze Dragon vendors to buy some of the best in slot items for the awakened quality. Making these items awakened allows you to upgrade them to the highest item level maximum, which serves as a fantastic new way of bad luck protection. But if you are not looking to re-gear a character all over again for Season 4, you'll have plenty of cosmetic rewards to chase after. The same Bronze Dragon vendors will also offer cosmetic mount as well as cosmetic recolors of each raid weapon for you to collect throughout the season using the same currency as bullions. This season is another chance for players to obtain the Rasageth mount from the first raid, the Shadowflame Dragon from Aberrus, or the Farak Dragon model from Emergicel, as well as a whole new mount to collect for completing all 3 raids in Season 4. Getting KSM in Season 4 will also award you with a brand new mount, and PvP in Season 4 will grant you additional participation mounts as well as a chance at another Gladiator mount reward. Mythic Farak mount is also on the table, and while it may not be easy to dive after, it'll be far more doable since the gear found in Season 4 will make that encounter on Mythic a little bit easier. And even way after Season 4 has officially launched, we have even more content still on the horizon, with the patch 10.2.7 bringing in new features such as a Harbinger questline, which helps us lead into the War Within expansion. Trolls and Draenei will get access to new heritage armor sets. We also got some new holiday updates, as well as a new event called Time Running Pandemonium. While no details have been left behind what this event is going to be, Blizzard did make a blue post recently on the event, and in that post they mentioned that it will be some sort of a PvE focused event, but one that is still super experimental, which likely means that it'll be something similar to Plunderstorm. In the same way as Plunderstorm was very experimental, I wouldn't expect for this event to be another Battle Royale style of event, but it'll definitely be different than some of the dungeons, raids, or even time walking events that we've had in previous expansions. But as for what this event is going to be, it looks like they're going to implore some secrecy, even if patch 10.2.7 will eventually make its way over on the PTR. But for now, this is going to be my entire overview as to why you should be excited about the Season 4. Under normal conditions, Season 4 is a fantastic time for you to take a break until the War Within. However, if you got no other games to play during the downtime, Season 4 might actually be worth your time. I think it all depends on the individual, but for me, giving more love for endgame content such as dungeons I think is a big buff. The raid changes as well as plenty of cosmetics for us to earn is going to be a big bonus, and I cannot wait to see when Season 4 is officially going to get a release date, which hopefully will be sometime towards the end of April. But for now, that's going to be everything that we got so far. As per usual, if you guys enjoyed this video or found it informative, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I would very much appreciate it. And as always, in the description of every single video and live stream, we have a link to our Discord community channel. Probably the best place to reach out to me directly in case you want to let me know what you thought about this video or hang out with the rest of the community to discuss some of the upcoming changes. Join our Discord to become part of the community. But otherwise, thank you all so much for watching this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know all of your thoughts down below. And as always, I'll see all of you guys in another video.